首都郊外の路上に多数の焼かれた遺体。民間人夫妻も、ロシア軍による戦争犯罪の可能性。注意。極めてショッキングで、見ていて辛い内容が含まれます。ウクライナの軍事侵攻を続けるロシア軍部隊の一部が、首都キーウ近郊から後退した後、現地に BBC の取材陣が入り、ロシア軍に殺害されたとみられる民間人を含む13人の遺体を確認した。黒く焼かれた遺体の中には、3月初めにこの路上でロシアの戦車に向けて両手を上げて、子供がいる、と叫んでいたマクシム・イオゲンコさんと、その妻クセーナさんのものと思われる姿もあった。取材した BBC のジェレミー・ボーエン中東編集長は、戦争犯罪の可能性があると指摘する。
On the 7th of March, Alexander's drone unit filmed the tank in action. The drone showed civilians trying to get to Kyiv to escape the Russians. And then they saw the tank. One of the cars was forced to stop. The driver tried to show he was harmless, and the Russians shot him dead. They also killed his wife. The dead couple were Maxim Yovanko and his wife Ksenia. They were traveling with their 6-year-old son and a friend who both survived. She said Maxim had been shouting they were with a child when he was killed. Almost 4 weeks later, Maxim's badly burnt body still lies next to the hulk of their car. Ksenia's remains are inside. Her mouth is open, as if in a scream. The car and the back seat are riddled with bullets. The vehicle and their bodies were not burnt when they were killed. The hypothesis is that Russian soldiers tried to destroy the evidence of what they'd done. The drone operator who filmed their death says the Russians must have known Maxim's car was not a threat. So they were trying to say that they were civilians?
Yes, they know it. You can see all car is civilians, no army car, and they shoot it.
In the woods near the road, there's evidence the Russians left in a hurry.
You can see the place where, in the trees, the Russians were living. There's a dugout, there's beer bottles. It's like the Mary Celeste, half-finished meals.
Actually opened.
They were here for a month. The camp is full of the soldiers' rubbish. On a front line, that is usually the sign of an ill-disciplined unit. They tried unsuccessfully to hide another tank in the trees. That was punished by the Ukrainians who destroyed it. A much bigger question is whether there will be a reckoning for what happened on the highway. Maxim and Ksenia were not the only ones who were killed near the tank dug into the roadside.
There are more bodies here.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 bodies, I think.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
In a couple of hundred yards with Alexander from the Ukrainian army, we counted 11 other dead bodies.
It's Ukrainian.
3 were wearing recognizable Ukrainian military uniform. The others wore civilian clothes. Some of the dead were piled up and surrounded by tires.
They deliberately burned them. They set on fire to hide what they did.
In the desolation are a mass of questions about who they were and how they were killed.
It's hard to imagine the fear these people must have gone through in the last few moments of their lives, or indeed of the anguish survivors, families must be feeling now. But this is more than just a collection of terrible deaths. It's a crime scene, because under the laws of war, civilians are supposed to be protected.
We drove to the next village to confirm a Ukrainian claim that they destroyed more Russian tanks. The Russian armor was broken, and except for soldiers, the village was deserted and still. The Russians could be redeploying to the eastern battlefields, but just a few hours after they'd left this strategic area close to the capital, it was clear they were being forced out. Many civilians are mourning relatives and friends they say were killed by Russian troops. As and when they retreat, they might leave behind more evidence that could add up to war crimes. Jeremy Bone, BBC News, outside Kiev.